zone overall.
Patrick Murphy has talked about how rare it is to have a pitcher with a drop ball just as effective as the rise, and that's what Fouts has in the repertoire. Last year, 22 games with 10-plus strikeouts. 16 of them came against ranked foes, and she's got a tall task ahead of her with the Virginia Tech Hokies rolling in at a perfect 5-0 on the season and 8th in the country unanimously among all the polls. We're excited for this one. There you see Rochard. She'll get her turn in a bit. What a night for softball in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a pretty fun one tonight. I'm very excited.
Buckle in, folks. Cam Fagan will start things off. And here is Montana Fouts. First pitch foul, and we are off and running. There you see Cameron Fagan, the sophomore from Dunellen, Florida. All freshman team selection in the ACC last year. Was also second team all conference. Hit .409 as a freshman. There you see the season average this year, .474. This is the first game for Virginia Tech in the Easton Bama Bash. Alabama just beat Evansville a bit ago, 10-2. Dowling's throw is just in time to get Fagan for out number one. And already the Crimson Tide flashing the leather. Here's the defense for the second-ranked Alabama Crimson Tide. Shipman behind the dish. Prangy at third, Dowling over at short, Bloodworth at second, Tao at first. Outfield with Johnson, Goodnight, Woodard from left to right. First pitch ball to the senior Mackenzie Lauder out of South Boston, Virginia. Coach Pete DeMore said she has been swinging it like she did her freshman year. .400 average on opening weekend, was 4 for 10 with 4 RBIs. 1-1. A chilly day moving into the evening here in Tuscaloosa. Storms yesterday brought in a pretty large cold front. 45 degrees, wind chill less than that. Off speed misses, 2-2. Dowling has to hurry the throw to first again in time, 2 gone.
Yeah, what you're going to see with Dowling is that really quick transfer to first. You know, people might think, hey, that's a sure safe, but Dowling's fast transfer and nice strong throw is going to get that out.
2 straight pretty tough plays to Bailey Dowling. And here's Jamie Bailey with the bases clear and 2 gone. Big cut by the junior from Scott Depot, West Virginia, out of Hurricane High School. Second team All-ACC last year, first team All-Conference in 19. Bit of a struggle on opening weekend, just 4 of 17. quickly down 0-2. Swing and a miss. And Montana Fouts has her first strikeout of the night. She had 14 in her one performance on opening weekend. And Keely Rochard steps into the circle next. Don't go anywhere. A top 10 matchup returns when we get back. A lot of folks bundled up here at Rhodes. 40-degree temperatures in Tuscaloosa. But all these folks are going to get to see a show. Montana Fouts goes 3 up, 3 down in the top of the first. And now it's Keely Rochard, the senior reigning SEC Pitcher of the Year, in the circle for Virginia Tech.
And what you're going to see with Rochard is she throws mid to upper 60s. She has a rise ball drop and a great changeup. And she really just mixes it up all around the plate and really attacks those batters and is pretty consistent overall.
Had a great career, but really burst onto the scene with her gutsy performance in the Los Angeles Super Regional last year in the NCAA tournament. Almost got the Hokies to the Women's College World Series. Facing Jenna Johnson to start. Here is the Alabama lineup, a little bit different from earlier today. Top three remains the same. Prangy and Dorr doing a little flip in the 6-7 spot, and Shipman getting the start, batting cleanup. Jenna Johnson earlier today was 1 for 2 with a walk, a couple runs scored. Has been impressive in the leadoff spot, the junior out of Franklin, Tennessee. Entering the weekend, a .462 all-time batting average in the Bama Bash. And quickly ahead in the count 3-0. And we talked about it earlier, Kate. Patrick Murphy says, I want my leadoff on at least 50% of the time. And Johnson right now operating with a .556 on-base percentage. And it'll get better. Leadoff walk.
Yeah, right now what Alabama is trying to do is, see what Rochard is pitching and what her go-tos are, what she's attacking with, and hopefully learning from each player, each at-bat they can learn from and apply it to theirs.
She's backed up by a defense currently 9th in the ACC in fielding percentage. Brown, Ritter, Green in the outfield, left to right. Milius, Bennett, Fagan, Bailey on the infield with Lauder catching. And the defense might get a workout with Dallas Goodnight at the plate. Talented freshman out of Georgia, top 5 rated recruit according to Extra Innings Softball. Was 2 for 2 against Evansville with a couple runs scored. That average at .538, OBP at .647. There goes Johnson on the hit and run. The throw is in time. And Virginia Tech catches Jenna Johnson stealing for out number 1.
That was a great job by Virginia Tech's catcher. She really, used that up pitch and had a great position to throw that runner out. That's the one advantage of having a rise ball pitcher is that up ball and being in a great position as a catcher to make that throw down to second.
Third time Johnson has been caught stealing. First time she's been caught stealing trying to take second. The other two were on double steals where she tried to come home. And Mackenzie Lauder makes the throw to get out number 1 and help out her pitcher. Swing and a miss from Goodnight, 2-2. Full count. Fifth meeting all time between the Crimson Tide and the Hokies. Alabama's won the previous 4. Last time these squads got together, 2014, a 14-5 win for the Crimson Tide, but those Hokies didn't have Keely Rochard. That's her first strikeout, 2 gone.
What you're really going to see with Rochard is that slight upspin on almost every pitch that's elevated. I mean, you can see a slight movement up on that low rise ball that she's throwing to get that strike.
2 gone for Kaylee Tao. Right down the heart for strike 1. Tao, the 3-time All-American out of Madisonville, Kentucky. In her final year of eligibility, one of those COVID seniors you see across the country this year. 182 average on the season, was 0 for 1 earlier today with a couple sac flies and a run scored.
What you're probably going to see with this Alabama offense is, you know, a little bit more of a picky eye initially, seeing what Rochard is throwing, and then second time around, they have a bit more of an understanding of what to look for and what works for them.
That one curls inside. Yeah, Tao, one of the best eyes on the Alabama roster in 2019, tied the single season record with 66 walks. Last year against ranked teams at Rhodes, she hit .370. Trying to get off to a good start here today, but fooled there, 2-2. Tao, well hit to center. Ritter's on the run, and she makes the catch just in front of the warning track to end the inning. No score, as expected. We head to the second. Alabama and Virginia Tech still battling at Rhodes. Montana Fouts, one of the most recognizable faces and names in the sport of softball, Kate. And man, she was good last season for the Crimson Tide.
Absolutely. She just knows how to command every single one of her pitches and really, you know, limit the freebie game. I mean, she limits walks. That's something Coach Murphy always talks about, is that she really does not walk that many batters. And as a hitter, you know, the ball's going to be there, and you got to attack those pitches when they're near you.
You see all the accolades. Also named to Team USA in the offseason. She will pitch in Birmingham at the World Games with the U.S. women's national team. Fouts, of course, had the perfect game against UCLA at the Women's College World Series, but trying to carry the team a little further than just the semis this season. Facing 4, 5, 6 in the order. Ball 1 to the graduate student Allie Repko. Broadway, Virginia. Transfer from Elon, where she was first team All-Colonial Athletic Association last year. A little late there, 1-1.
what you're going to notice is a lot of these Virginia Tech players are playing pretty far back in that box, just trying to see the ball as long as possible, but it also makes for more movement as well, so it's kind of the lesser of two evils.
Another K for Fouts, got her on the rise. One down. Montana Fouts, one of the best in the country in terms of striking people out. Look at the numbers last year. Fouts at number 1, just 1 K behind was Keely Rochard. Gabby Plain, Georgina Korick, Ashley Rogers, all there as well. But man, if you think we're hyping up this Fouts-Rochard matchup too much, I don't think we're hyping it up enough. I mean, what a battle this will be tonight.
Absolutely.
Strike one to Kelsey Bennett. Junior out of Buford, Georgia, second team all-conference last year, was the 2019 ACC Freshman of the Year. Coach DeMoore said she's starting to feel more like that player that won that award in 2019. .615 average. Couple RBIs on the season. Virginia Tech 5-0, had to eke out some wins by a single run on opening weekend, but got through it unscathed. The 1-2, and another K for Fouts. And there you see Pete DeMoore, 4th year at Virginia Tech, previously with Kennesaw State, assistant at Missouri for a decade. He has done such a great job with this Virginia Tech program since arriving. And Kate, you played in the ACC. That is a conference that is so deep right now. You've got Florida State, who is obviously very good. Your reigning regular season champion, Clemson. Duke won the postseason conference tournament last year. Virginia Tech always in the mix. Georgia Tech getting better. So many good squads in that league.
Absolutely. I mean, just to see these newer teams like Duke and Clemson come up and just, you know, bring a different level to the ACC conference in general is just really impressive. And I mean, Virginia Tech is now continuing just to get better every year, especially with this newer coach and Keely Rochard just, you know, really setting the tone for the entire conference.
Yeah, this could be the year Virginia Tech could finally host regionals for the first time in program history, as Addie Green takes it low and away. Green, the sophomore from Suffolk, Virginia. .297 a season ago. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Fouts strikes out the side. Montana's got 4 Ks. As the NFCA National Pitcher of the Year last season keeps it humming. Scoreless in Tuscaloosa. Off to the bottom of the second between number 2 Alabama and number 8 Virginia. Well, we talked about the Atlantic Coast Conference. What a year this could be. Florida State, 2 Women's College World Series champ appearances in the last 3 years. Valerie Cagle led Clemson to a title last season. Deja Davis, so impressive at Duke. And Keely Rochard, the reigning ACC Pitcher of the Year. And Rochard back to work in the circle, facing 4-5-6 for the Crimson Tide here in the bottom of the second. Foul tipped into the glove by Allie Shipman. What a start to her Alabama career. .429 this season after transferring from Tennessee. Earlier today was 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs and a 2-run homer against Evansville.
And there is Rochard's off speed that they talk about so much. I mean, you know, that's a tough pitch to hit. It's moving on two planes, you know, down and in a little bit, and just impressive.
Shipman gets a piece. Allie Shipman, we talked about it earlier. Good softball family. Her sister Madison played at Tennessee. Maddie's down in Clearwater calling games on the ESPN family of networks, but I'm sure she's got her eye on this one. Outside, 1-2. And Shipman a part of the 2 big-time transfers Alabama brought in, along with Ashley Prangy out of Ohio State. Had to fill some holes. A lot of people graduated or transferred out last year. And Shipman has just slid into that catcher spot for the Crimson Tide that was occupied last year by Bailey Hemphill. Full count. Leadoff walk for Alabama, second straight inning. Keely Rochard has allowed the first batter to reach via the base on balls. Now Bailey Dowling, sophomore out of St. Joseph, Illinois. 250 on the season. Was 1 for 3 with an RBI earlier today.
Look at Rochard, you know, you have a base on balls. That's all right. The next thing you do is you attack that next pitch and get that strike and really put your team in a position to, you know, get an out.
Time called, and Rochard is facing a batter who's had a ton of success against ranked teams. Last year at Rhodes against ranked foes, Dowling hit .455 with 7 RBIs. In all of 2021, before her injury, she had at least 1 RBI in every game against a ranked opponent in which she had an at-bat. That's the kind of clutch factor, Kate, that you look for in a youngster if she has it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's the name of the game. To be able to do that is so impressive, and I just, you know, I love to see her offensive game. It's very impressive.
Big day of college softball all across the country, a lot of it in Clearwater, but a lot of eyes on Tuscaloosa here on this Friday night. Good pitch from Rochard, 2-2.
Rochard does a great job of having that low rise ball come in, and it's so hard as a hitter to see that spin and recognize it in time to be able to attack that pitch.
Off-season exploits. Let's go down to Kira.
Yeah, Keely Rochard, she's obviously a very talented pitcher, but Coach DeMoore said she's actually one of the hardest workers. She's out here today playing with passion and skill, which is huge considering she didn't touch a softball all summer. She was busy prepping for her national team tryout, so that really validates that she's one of the best pitchers in the country.
Was so impressive last year. Thank you, Kira. As we talked about, led Virginia Tech out of the Tempe Regional. They won game 1. in the Los Angeles Super Regional. But Pete Tamor said, you know, it was a learning experience for the entire team. They learned, hey, it's hard to beat these top teams 2 times.
You really see Keely Rochard mixing that up and down and off speed. Something to look for and look out for. As you can see, the Alabama hitters are back in the box because they want to see that movement and have as much time as possible to be able to recognize it and hit it.
Here's the 1-1 to Prangy. Swing and a miss by the Ohio State transfer out of Indiana. 2019 second team all Big Ten. Right at 500 on the season after an 0 for 2 performance earlier with an RBI. Time called. The 1-2. High and outside, 2-2. That was pitch number 33 from Keely Rochard. Alabama has seen 23 pitches come out of the hand of Montana Fouts in the early going. This could be a tough play, and it's mishandled by Bailey. Everybody's safe. Runners on first and second for the Crimson Tide.
Those types of plays are so hard to make because the ball is spinning so much. I mean, throughout that entire time I was on the ground, it's just spinning. You don't know where it's going to go. And, you know, the trick to fielding those, just keep your head on it and breathe while you field through that ball.
Error charged to Jamie Bailey at first. So a big chance for Abby Dorr. Dorr, the junior from Eugene, Oregon, business major here at Alabama. 1 for 3 with an RBI against Evansville. Chase is there, 1-1.
These Alabama hitters are just like we were saying, attacking those low pitches, and that's exactly what Dorr did on that last play. I mean, wow. Poke it through the infield, and that's your goal. You're really trying to extend through that pitch. You'll see Downing on second, looking at her coach, sending her home, head down, just going right for it.
Well, you can't blame Patrick Murphy. You know, against a pitcher the caliber of Rochard, if you have a chance to score, you have to take it.
Especially early in the game. I mean, you're trying to make things happen and really extend your lead, and that's the best way to do it.
Pinch runner in for Dorr. That is McKay Gidley, Tuscaloosa native out of Shelton State previously.
As well as a first and third set up right now with less than 2 outs.
And for Megan Bloodworth, who burst onto the scene in a big way out west, the freshman out of Georgia, top 10 recruit coming in, hit 600 on opening weekend with 7 RBIs, 3 homers, including a grand slam on the first pitch that she saw in her collegiate career. Was 0 for 2 earlier today with an RBI. Goes after that, 0-2. sky high from Bloodworth. And Bennett is there for out number 2. There is Savannah Woodard, the 9 hitter, junior from Warrior, Alabama. All newcomer team last season in the SEC. Hitting .286 now after a strong 2-for-3 game earlier with 2 runs scored.
Yeah, there's that low screwball that, we were talking about earlier. Definitely one of the pitches that Alabama, after they've seen her once around, they're going to try and attack that pitch second time through the lineup coming up.
Woodard last year at home against ranked teams hit .318. Had to come in and play second base after the injury to Bailey Dowling in the Tennessee series and did a nice job filling in that spot. Was up often with runners in scoring position and 2 outs, just like right now. Gidley will head for second, 2 in scoring position for the Crimson Tide.
Lauder did a great job keeping that ball out in front, and that forces, the runner to stay at third. On that last play, you'll see she blocks right there, keeping in front, keeping square towards that ball.
The 1-2. Popped up. Bennett has a beat. Catch made. Side retired. But Abby Dorr puts Alabama on the board with an RBI single to right. Crimson Tide 1, Hokies nothing. Virginia Tech will try and answer when we come back.
Alabama up 1-0. Everyone here is bundled up. It's a little chilly outside, but the Alabama atmosphere here is so exciting. People are excited to come out and watch this. The coaches are excited to be here. The players are playing with intensity. It looks like it's going to be a really good game.
Hokies bring up 7, 8, 9. First pitch by Alexa Milius to short. Dowling makes the play, 1 gone. Kate, that is the 3rd time we have seen Bailey Dowling make a nice little play over at short.
Yeah, she just does a great job of keeping her head down, fielding that ball, and just making a quick transfer with a very strong throw, and just making it look clean, making it look easy.
Now Emma Ritter takes a big cut. Ritter, the sophomore from Perryville, Maryland. .257 hitter in 2021. Average at .333 this year. To short again. Dowling again. And another out. 2 gone.
That's what makes Bao so effective. On that low pitch, getting the hitters to ground out every time. I mean, that is textbook right there on what you want to achieve when you throw a drop ball, right?
Founts being efficient, 27 pitches. Now facing the 9 hitter, Kelsey Brown. Led off in 46 of the, as they say, she didn't go, 46 of the 52 games the Hokies played last year. junior out of Haymarket, Virginia. Second team all-conference a season ago. Patrick Murphy did not like the call from the third base umpire, Shane Jackson. Brown 1 for 12 to start her junior season. This will be a tough play. Dowling, the throw to first is not in time. And Kelsey Brown is aboard here in the top of the third.
That's what makes slappers so hard to defend against, right? Like, they have so many different options. They have bounce slaps, which is what that last one was. You were trying to bounce it down in the ground and get as much air as possible on that ball, which just gives you more time to be safe at first. And that was just a textbook bounce slap right there.
See what kind of adjustments the Hokies have made. First pitch, a ball to Fagan, who grounded out back in the first. You've mentioned Alabama's head coach a couple times. There he is, Alabama head coach Patrick Murphy, the Hall of Famer, right behind volunteer assistant Ryan Iamurray. She was on that 2012 national championship team. Looks like coach trying to hide behind Ryan right now. Fagan right to third. Prangy is there. Side retired. Virginia Tech gets a hit, but can't do much else. We head to the bottom of the third here in Tuscaloosa. Off to the bottom of the third, Alabama 1, Virginia Tech 0 here in Tuscaloosa at Rhodes Stadium. Pleased to be joined now by the head coach of the 8th-ranked Virginia Tech Hokies, Pete D'Amour. And coach, what adjustments do you want to see from your hitters the second time around against Montana Fouts? It sounds like we have a technical difficulty and Coach D'Amour can't hear us. So unfortunately, we can't get an answer, but I'll ask you, Kate, what adjustments do you want to see from the Hokies going forward against Montana Fouts?
I think the keys to success against Montana Fouts is going to be laying off that up pitch and looking down and trying to get extended through that low pitch and attack that, because that's a little bit easier of a pitch to hit if you're on time and you're a little bit behind the ball.
I'm sure that's exactly what Coach D'Amour would say, so. Essentially the same effect. And now we'll see what adjustments Keely Rochard makes in the circle facing the Alabama order for the second time. Here's Jenna Johnson. Swing and a miss. Johnson walked back in the first. She was caught stealing for the third time this year, trying to take second. One, two, fouled off.
As Rochard continues through this game, I think for her, making the adjustments to get a little bit more on the corners of the plate to make her pitches just a little bit tougher to hit. And, you know, as these Alabama hitters face her, I think that's what they're going to start to notice her do.
Just missed. 2-2. This is the second top 10 battle across the country we've had today. Earlier, Florida State beat Texas 9-2 down in Clearwater. And as we said in the intro, it's never too early to have battles between top 10 teams. And once the NCAA tournament rolls around, matchups like this will just help your RPI. As Johnson misses that. Strikeout for Keely Rochard, her second.
Rochard just does a great job of commanding that rise ball and really getting those swings and misses, as well as Fouts. They both really have great pitches. Their balls are moving, and that's what we're seeing right now is those pitches spinning and just tough pitches to hit.
Here is Dallas Goodnight. She's the other strikeout victim. That was in the first. Quickly 0-2.
And just as effective as her rise ball is, so is her drop ball. And that's what that last pitch was. That ball is just breaking hard down in the zone. What you're trying to do is get a batter to roll over that pitch, hit it right into the ground, and let your defense make the play at first.
Goodnight, so effective with the small ball, the slapping. That's how we saw her reach earlier today. But she's got power too, and she was swinging away. Another strikeout for Rochard. 2 gone. Our Thursday night women's basketball doubleheader on the SEC Network will feature this matchup. #1 South Carolina off to College Station to face Gary Blair's Texas A&M Aggies at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. This is one you don't want to miss. Thursday night on the SEC Network. South Carolina and Tennessee on Sunday will be on ABC. College Game Day will be there. Really big weekend for women's sports. You've got the Clearwater event. UCLA Florida State on Sunday will be on ESPN. Women's basketball on ABC. Tao flew out back in the first. Last year against ranked teams hit .370 at home with 20 RBIs. So she was a big part of that offense in the big games for the Crimson Tide. Now showing that good eye, 3-0.
She's doing exactly what you want to do as a hitter. You want to watch pitches. You want to make the pitcher throw a ball in your zone, and that's exactly what Tao's going to do. She has that patience, and she's ready just to, you know, make sure it's her pitch.
A 4-pitch walk from Keely Rochard, her third of the night. Runner on. That brings up Allie Shipman. Shipman walked in the second. She's hitting .455 with runners on base here this year. And again, first pitch swinging, that's out of play. 0-1. Good stop there by Lauder. High in the sky and out of play.
Richard's really continuing to mix up her speeds, just makes her more of an effective pitcher.
That pitch count now at 62 here in the bottom of the third. Although pitch count, innings pitched, not really a concern for a pitcher like Keely Rochard, who threw over 200 innings in 2021.
Yeah, you could say she's a bit seasoned.
She can go if she needs to. This is a big one. Payoff to Shipman. High and outside, another walk. Fourth surrendered by Keely Rochard. 2 on, 2 out. 4 walks in all of opening weekend combined for Rochard. She has walked 4 today. Bailey Dowling hit into a fielder's choice in the second. Came around to score. She is the lone run for the Crimson Tide right now. That scoots away. Tao will head to third, Shipman to second. And a big moment here in the bottom of the third with 2 in scoring position for the Crimson Tide.
Bama runners did a great job on that, just staying aggressive and keeping their eyes on the ball that entire time, knowing exactly where the ball was to make sure they got safely to that next base.
The 1-1. That is hammered foul by Dowling. Two. The inning started with 2 strikeouts. It looked easy and good for Keely Rochard, but a 4-pitch walk to Tao, a walk to Shipman, a wild pitch, sets up this big 2-2 to Bailey Dowling. Got her looking. What a pitch from Keely Rochard to get the strikeout and end the threat. Rochard with 3 Ks in the frame. Alabama leaves 2 in scoring position. Off to the 4th, 1-0 Crimson Tide over the Hokies. We've played 3, Alabama 1, Virginia Tech 0 here at Rhodes Stadium in Tuscaloosa. Pleased to be joined by the head coach of the Crimson Tide, Patrick Murphy. Coach, you said on our call this week this would be a pitcher's duel. That's what we've seen thus far. How do you like how your offense was able to get that clutch hit in the second inning?
Well, Abby, that was a great at-bat by Abby Dorr, and just good at-bats in front of her, too. But, you know, this Dowling, I don't know if I would have swung at that pitch either. So, you know, she's a hell of a pitcher. I think this is 2 of the 3 that were first-team All-Americans last year in this game. So, if you like pitching and defense, this is probably the game to watch.
Yeah, Coach, what do you think about Montana's performance so far? I mean,
I think she's fine. I mean, it's she's hitting her spots. She's got good velocity. The one thing that, you know, we've noticed with them is they swing hard and they're aggressive. And, you know, if she gets ahead in the count, it doesn't necessarily have to be like in the zone, because I think they're going to protect. And, you know, they're really good battlers up to bat. So hopefully she can keep her velocity up. And, you know, I know it's getting chillier as we go along here.
Coach, thank you so much. Stay warm. Good luck the rest of the way.
Okay, thanks.
It's Alabama head coach Patrick Murphy. He's right. It is getting chillier here in Tuscaloosa as Fouts comes back out to work facing 2, 3, 4 in the order. One hit for each team, but one run on the board, and that came for Alabama in the bottom of the second on an RBI single from Abby Dorr. Mackenzie Lauder will start things off for the Hokies in the top of the fourth. Big swing, just like Patrick Murphy just talked about. 0-1. Lauder grounded out back in the first. Too far outside. Fouts a 5-1 career record against the ACC, a 1.67 ERA, but it was an ACC team, Florida State, that knocked the Crimson Tide out of the Women's College World Series last year.
One thing to really note with Montana is she comes right back. You know, she might throw a ball and then come right back with that strike, and as an aggressive hitting team, that's something to note that Virginia Tech's probably going to look out for.
Lauder stays alive. You can see the coats are on for not just the fans, but the players. Everybody trying to stay warm. Chases the rise. Another strikeout for Fouts. That's 5.
Such an effective pitch. That ball just is moving the entire time out of the hand, and at such a high velocity. It's such a tough pitch to really pick up as a hitter, and that's what makes Fouts so impressive as a pitcher and very difficult to hit off of, is that high speed as well as high movement.
That rise working tonight. Now facing Jamie Bailey, who struck out earlier. Goodness gracious, Kate, that rise ball is humming right now for Fouts.
Absolutely, that's such a high velocity. As you can see, the hitter tried to hold up, but the pitch was already gone by the time she started swinging, so got to be a little bit more on time.
Another K, another rise, another out here in the fourth.
You can see Alabama's defense right now, it just has such a tempo. Something that coaches always talk about is keeping that tempo high. When you're feeling it, you want to keep it going, keep it alive, and just really work at your pace.
Allie Repko will try and extend the inning. She struck out back in the second. Just missed. Repko fouls that one back. The Hokies open the season with a 5-0 stretch in Leesburg, Florida, beat 3 ranked teams. Had 3 victories by a single run. They're used to close games. Full count. That's well hit out to right, but it's not going to have the distance. Woodard is there for out number 3. Montana Fouts pitching a gem right now. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Tide still up on the Hokies, 1-0. Temperature dropping, excitement level rising as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Alabama 1, Virginia Tech 0. Now definitely pleased to be joined by the head coach of the Hokies, Pete D'Amour. Coach, what adjustments do you want to see from your offense going forward against Fouts?
I think we're doing okay. It's Montana Fouts, so she's supposed to strike you out. So let's get 3 hacks at her, see what happens. Maybe we'll run into one.
And as you start to pitch against the Alabama offense, what adjustments are you guys making on the mound as you continue to pitch against Bama hitters?
Yeah, I think Keely's getting better as the game goes on. I think she might have been cold like me in the beginning of the game, so she's warming up.
Well, we're all cold, Coach. Thank you so much for joining us.
You got it. Thank you.
That is Virginia Tech head coach Pete D'Amour. He's right. It is chilly. The blankets are out. Heavy coats. Toboggans. Some snow overalls. Bottom 4, Alabama's got 6, 7, 8 due up. Coach D'Amour said he thinks Keely Rochard is getting better as the game has gone on. Kate, and I think for sure we have seen her get ahead more often as the game has progressed.
Absolutely, and I think she's just mixing up her pitches and really getting that low rise ball in the zone, which makes her super effective.
Prangy reached on an error back in the 2nd. The lone error of the ball game. And that's past 3rd. Prangy is aboard to lead things off here in the bottom of the 4th. Called a single, so the 2nd hit of the ball game for the Crimson Tide.
Prangy does a great job on that last ball, hitting in the 5-6 hole. Like we said earlier, like you are trying to hit a down pitch, hit it hard somewhere, and she did just that by getting it through that defense on the left side.
Prangy aboard for the lone RBI producer of the ballgame thus far, Abby Dorr. Her RBI single in the second is all the scoring we've seen. Big hack there, 0-1. Beautiful changeup.
A great pitch from Rochard. You see that ball moving down in the zone as well, which is just super effective. You always want to keep a changeup low in the zone. The motto is slow and low.
Well, another strikeout for Rochard. She handled that at bat well. She's got 5. And we've talked about that a lot today. Kate, coming back after you allow a run or a base hit, Rochard just did a great job.
Absolutely, and she really mixed up her pitches and set that last pitch up so well for success.
Now facing Megan Bloodworth. Bloodworth 0 for 1. She popped out back in the second.
Your pitch.
Tied 1 for 7 with runners on here in this game. Bloodworth wearing that number 33 and with a story on another number 33 in Alabama history. Let's check in with Kira.
Yeah, Claire Jenkins used to wear number 33 as well, a former Alabama standout. She actually texted Coach Murphy and said, hey, give me all the numbers for the freshmen. And she reached out to every single freshman and let them know, look, you know, don't be nervous. I can remember that feeling. I know what it's like. It's going to be great. She just really gave some words of encouragement. So that team love never really goes away, does it?
Not at all. And what a number this has been in Alabama history. Claire Jenkins, one of the leaders of the team the last couple seasons. Of course, Jackie Trena pitched Alabama to that 2012 national championship a decade ago. Bloodworth chases the rise. 2 gone.
That right there is Rochard's bread and butter with that up pitch. It's just moving so much, so fast, and it's just, what a great pitch. Extremely tough to hit.
Here's Woodard, takes ball 1. Kate, was there a pitch in particular that you really struggled with? Was there anything that you just hated to see when it was coming at you?
Oh man, an off-speed dropout.
For me, it's all of them, so don't give me a bat. There you see my All-American partner's resume, ACC Player of the Year back in 19 as Woodard lofts this to center. Ritter is there, side retired. After the leadoff single, Rochard works out of it. We've played 4, still 1-0 Crimson Tide off to the 5th in Tuscaloosa. Well, we expected a pitcher's duel. 1 run on the board, just 3 combined hits, and Keely Rochard and Montana Fouts have been working.
Absolutely, you're gonna see Keely Rochard with that low rise ball, Montana as well, attacking with that rise ball up in the zone, making it really tough for these pitchers to see it and hit it.
There you see the stats. Both with 6 strikeouts, the 3 combined hits, the 1 run allowed by Rochard in 4 innings. The one difference is the 4 walks, Kate, but it really hasn't come back to hurt Rochard.
No, but as you move forward, you definitely want to limit those walks. It's just extra pitches that you don't necessarily need to throw and keep that pitch count low.
5, 6, 7 for the Hokies. Bennett, Green, Milius. Starting to get late here in Tuscaloosa. Bennett struck out back in the second. Beautiful evening, despite the temperature here in Tuscaloosa. What a weekend for softball.
And that right there is what Virginia Tech needs to do in order to have that offensive success, is to lay off that up pitch, look down, and attack the low pitch.
Swing and a miss. And that's the thing about facing Montana Founts. You can decide to lay off the rise, but she can work all over the zone with all the other pitches that she has in the toolbox.
Absolutely. Not only that, but she also has an off speed, which makes it even tougher for pitchers to gauge what pitch she's about to throw.
Foul back.
As a hitter, though, one thing that is going to set you up for success is when you are facing someone who throws as hard as Montana Founts throws, is shortening up and getting bad on the ball. Let her speed work for you, and that is how you'll be able to succeed with a higher velocity pitcher.
To short, Dowling is there, but all she does is keep it in the infield. That's a leadoff single for the Hokies, trying to get something going here in the fifth. Maddie Federico, the sophomore from Midlothian, Virginia, on to pinch run for Bennett. Pete Demore wants speed on base. Just different speed. That's Emmy Yates.
Correction, running for the Hokies, number 15, Emmy Yates.
So Yates stands on first with Addie Green stepping in. Let's check in with Kira.
Yeah, you guys, I talked to Coach Dahmer earlier, and he said that before road games, there's always one person that's job it is to make the team laugh with a joke or something silly. And today it was Addie Green. She chose to make a video where she put the coaches' faces on the singers of the people in the Girls Just Want to Have Fun music video. It went over really well. It was a good time, and I think it's helping keep the team loose today.
Well, I love that. Maybe we should start doing that before broadcasts.
I'll start ideating, Gray.
Perfect. Green down 0-2. Nice job holding off there, 1-2.
And that right there is expanding the zone, what Coach Murphy was talking about with Montana. You know, with that 0-2 pitch, you don't need to bring it as close to the plate. She can still have success and invert the eyes up by that rise ball being a little bit more out of the zone, force the hitter to look up, and then come right back at him.
Swing and a miss. 7th strikeout for Montana Founts. 1 down.
Founts does such a great job coming right back at her as with a horizontal screwball versus the pitch before with that high rise ball. You know, setting it up high and then keeping the ball a little bit lower, keeping it horizontal on the plate.
And like we've talked about all day long in both of our games, coming back after giving up the base hit.
Absolutely, Montana's doing a great job of winning the first pitch, getting that first pitch strike.
Facing Alexa Milius now, 0 for 1 with the ground out in the third. Milius popped to second. Bloodworth is there for out number 2. Pinch hitter for the Hokies, instead of Emma Ritter, it's Meredith Slav, a junior from Warsaw, Virginia. 286 BA on opening weekend. How hard is it, Kate, to come off the bench and try and get a pinch hit against a pitcher throwing at the velocity of Fouts?
It's definitely not easy, but you kind of have a fresh perspective when you bring in a pinch hitter. You know, they're fresh, they're ready, and they're looking to make something happen.
Gets a piece there.
And I just love how they're being such aggressive swingers and attacking the low pitch, and that's exactly what Slaw is doing. She's attacking the lower pitch, and that's a great way to, you know, have a little bit more success in her at bat.
You've got to
Especially off the bench.
think, yeah, you're right. You've got to think Fouts is going to go rise here on the 0-2.
We will see.
No, she went low and away, and it still worked. A strikeout from Montana Fouts, and the leadoff single doesn't come around. Off to the bottom of the 5th, still 1-0 Crimson Tide over the Hokie. Well, we expected a pitcher's duel, and that is exactly what we've had thus far. 1-0 Alabama, 4 hits combined. Keely Rochard, 6 strikeouts in 4 innings. Montana Fouts, 8 Ks in 5. The difference, an Abby Dorr RBI single back in the bottom of the 2nd. Keely Rochard has looked better and better as the game has gone on, but now facing the Alabama lineup for the 3rd time. 1, 2, 3 due up. Johnson walked back in the 1st, struck out in the 3rd.
Those right there are the pitches that Alabama's looking to capitalize on, especially when you have a pitcher like Rochard. Those are what you need to look for when you're, you know, in the box ready to attack the next pitch.
Just missed, 1-2. Entering tonight, Rochard had a 5.02 career ERA against the SEC. 3-2 with a save, but picked up a couple wins against SEC squads to start the year. Kentucky and Missouri down in Florida on opening weekend. Johnson pulls that foul. Rochard, first team All-American last year. Patrick Murphy right on the money. We were chatting with him. Fouts and Rochard, 2 of the 3 first team All-America pitchers last year. Johnson chases that one. Lauder throws to first for the strikeout. Big night here in Tuscaloosa, but of course a lot of action's been happening down at the St. Pete Clearwater Elite Invitational. 40 games over this weekend, Thursday to Sunday. Earlier today, Northwestern walked off UCLA an extra 6-4. LSU up on Oklahoma State right now, top 6, 7-2. Clemson beating Tennessee 3-2 through 3. A big story out of Clearwater was the injury to Ashley Rogers, the ace for the Lady Vols. Pitched a couple innings in the opener against Notre Dame, was pulled. We all thought maybe, hey, Tennessee saving her for later that day. Turns out it was a illness that sent Rogers to the hospital, and she is out for the rest of the weekend. Her status beyond that unknown, but we certainly hope to see her back out in the circle soon. Rochard has struck out Dallas Goodnight twice. The freshman 0 for 2. Lays off that one, 1-2.
Rochard's just doing such a great job of getting ahead in her counts and giving her the ability to throw all those other pitches, which is where she really excels at.
Swing and a miss, another K. That's 8 for Keely Rochard, 2 gone.
And that right there is such a great drop ball on the outside part of the plate. Really, you know, when you have a rise ball pitcher, to be able to throw a drop ball just as good as your rise ball and get your strikeouts on and swings and misses on that pitch as well, extremely effective.
First pitch ball to Kaylee Tao. Tao flew out in the first. A walk in the third. That was a 4-pitch walk. After that, Rochard walked Shipman. Since then, strikeout, single, strikeout, strikeout, fly out, strikeout, strikeout. One, two. We hyped it up. Rochard versus Fouts, 2 first-team All-Americans, 2 conference pitchers of the year, 2 players who tried out for the women's national team in the offseason. Right on the inside corner. Rochard strikes out the side. Give Keely Rochard 9 of them. And we've played 5. Rochard hot right now. Still 1-0 Alabama, off to the 6th in Tuscaloosa. The sun continues to sink here in Tuscaloosa. We've played 5, Alabama 1, Virginia Tech 0. Sometimes the easy storylines are easy because they make the most sense. We expected a pitching duel. We have gotten a pitching duel, and Montana Fouts has been extremely sharp.
Yeah, she's really attacking that up pitch, and as well as, you know, keeping the ball down on her drop ball, which makes it very tough to hit as a hitter, and deciphering between the up and the low.
They combined 17 strikeouts by Fouts and Rochard. Johnson gives chase on the foul from Kelsey Brown.
And as it gets darker, Friday Night Lights out here at Rhodes Field, we're really, you know, seeing some great competition, 1-0.
Yeah, this is what we hoped. coming in. I mean, we were excited. You could feel the buzz. The cold weather has sent a couple people home early, but still a hearty crowd here at Rhodes. Kelsey Brown had a single back in the third. That was an infield single. Now reaching her second time around here in the top of the sixth. 0-2, swing and a miss. Fouts has 9.
Second baseman, number 97, Cameron Fagan.
Back to the top, Cameron Fagan, 0 for 2. Lifted to left, that's foul. If you're familiar with the Fagan last name, Cameron's sister Sammy played at Missouri, was an All-American. Haley Fagan played softball at Auburn, helping the Tigers get to 2 Women's College World Series, including the Champ Series. Up the middle, that gets through. Fagan is aboard. 1 out single for Virginia Tech here in the top of the 6th.
Fagan does such a great job staying on top of that rise ball to get the ball to go through the middle of the infield right there and get on base.
3rd hit of the ball game for the Hokies. They are 0 of 4 with runners on base thus far. Mackenzie Lauder will try and change that. Swinging hard. 0-1. Lauder 0 for 2, ground out in the first, strikeout in the 4th. Lauder goes after that one, 0-2.
Who you asking? He ain't over there. He's on second.
No, Kate, as we watch this game unfold, the other number that jumps out at me, 70, the pitch count for Montana Fouts here in the 6th inning.
Right, I mean, that's what happens when you attack the zone as well as she does and be as consistent as possible. I mean, throwing strikes keeps your pitch count pretty low, and she's doing a great job of that all night.
That was just the 18th ball thrown by Fouts.
It's a great ratio.
That I'm sure will thrill pitching coach Stephanie Van Brakel Prothro. Lauder gets a piece of the rise.
1 and 2 count as a hitter right now, especially with someone who throws as hard as Fouts and as high as Fouts. You're just thinking down through the ball on this.
Come on, 1-4.
There's Fagan at first.
Right here. Yeah.
Swing and a miss. 10 strikeouts for Montana Fouts. She has appeared in 2 games this year. She's got 2 double-digit strikeout performances.
Absolutely doing a great job keeping that ball low and it only going lower. Beautiful on the outside corner. Tough pitch to hit.
30th career double-digit strikeout game for Fouts. Jamie Bailey has struck out twice. Kate, are you surprised at all that we did not see Lauder try and play a little small ball or even try and lay down a sacrifice or anything to move Fagan to second?
A little bit, yeah, especially when, you know, Fouts is doing such a great job of striking out. You might want to change your approach a little bit, try and make the small ball happen. Again, with the rise ball pitcher, though, it is a little tough to get those bunts down.
Lauder had just one sack bunt in her entire career, so you can understand it from a personnel standpoint, but Virginia Tech has yet to get a runner past first. And now Bailey's down 1-2. Chopped to short. Dowling makes the play again. Alabama gets out of it. Virginia Tech cannot take advantage of the single, and we head to the bottom of the 6th. Tied up 1-0 on the Hokies. Keeley.
If someone comes along and stands in your way, then we know just what to say. Do your thing, just do your thing. So do your thing. Do your thing, just do your thing. So do your thing.
Softball in prime time. What could be better? UCLA FSU to close out the St. Pete Clearwater Elite Invitational on Sunday on ESPN. That'll feature Beth Mullins, Michelle Smith, Amanda Scarborough, all part of the 7 Innings podcast. Download it wherever you get your podcasts. Follow them on Twitter and the Gram. Maddie Shipman, a part of the 7 Innings podcast. And her sister Allie at the plate right now for the Crimson Tide. 4-5-6 due up. Quickly 0-2. Shipman has walked twice in the 2nd and the 3rd. Alabama looking for some insurance. Virginia Tech will have 4-5-6. Repko, Bennett, and Green due up in the 7th against Fouts. Shipman high in the sky to center. Ritter there, 1 down.
And that pitch right there is what makes Rochard so effective, right? Like, her rise ball starts so low at the same height as her drop ball. So as a hitter, you don't know whether it's going up or down. And that makes it such a tough pitch to hit.
It's one of the reasons why she was the ACC Pitcher of the Year last year, ACC Week 1 Pitcher of the Week. This will be pitch number 100 against Bailey Dowling. And another first pitch strike. And that's something else we've seen, Kate. Coach DeMore talked about it, but pretty much since the 3rd inning, I would say, Rochard, it feels like, has gotten ahead of every single batter.
Almost. I mean, that is the goal as a pitcher, right? You are trying to establish that strike zone. You're trying to get ahead. Just as a hitter, you're trying to make that hit happen.
Dowling fooled by the off speed. Dowling is 0 for 2, hit into a fielder's choice in the 2nd, but did come around to score. She is the lone run that has crossed home plate. Also struck out looking in the 3rd. What a night this has been, and we get another one tomorrow between these two teams.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great one.
Another strikeout. Rochard's got 10. Both pitchers have 10. We highlighted the duel between Fouts and Rochard. It was what we hoped to see. It's what we got. And thus far, it's been pretty even. Fouts has given up more hits, but the one mistake, Rochard gave up that RBI single to Abby Dorr way back in the second.
As you can see, Rochard's walks haven't even increased since that last one, so you can tell she's definitely gotten better, definitely commanded the zone throughout the rest of this game, and just learning each inning what to do and making herself better every time.
Yeah, you're right on the money there. One walk in the first, one in the second by Rochard, two in the third. Since then, no free passes. 0-2 to Prangy. Ashley Prangy has reached twice, reached on an error in the second, singled back in the fourth. That single, the last Alabama batter to reach base. One, two. Right in there for a called strike three. What a performance from Rochard. 11 Ks. We head to the seventh. Fouts will try and finish it off. Alabama 1-0 over Virginia Tech. Montana Fouts. 3 hits allowed, a shutout thus far, and 10 strikeouts, Kate. My goodness.
Yeah, she's just really on top of her game. I mean, that rise ball is just moving so much and is well on the horizontal pitches. Really working outside a lot of the time as well.
The pitch count at 77, a very efficient outing for the All-American. Now looking to close it out in the top of the seventh against 4-5-6 for the Hokies. Repko, Bennett, Green. Allie Repko 0 for 2, struck out in the second. Flew out to right in the fourth. A pretty well hit ball out to Woodard. One and one. One, two, swing and a miss. Fouts with strikeout number 11.
You can just see this pitch move so much up in the zone, and she kept it fairly low. Great pitch from Fouts.
Kelsey Bennett. She is 1 for 2. Strikeout in the second, single in the fifth. Jammed and lifted to short. Dowling is there. 2 gone. Down to their final out. Pete Demore will turn to a pinch hitter. That's the freshman Bree Peck out of Royersford, Pennsylvania. Number 35 in the extra inning softball recruiting class of 2021, was 1 of 9 on opening weekend. Popped up. Bloodworth is there. Catch made. Game over. Montana Fouts wins the pitching duel, and Alabama gets a top 10 victory. 1-0 over Virginia Tech.
Absolutely. That was such a great game just to watch and be a spectator and part of. I mean, both pitchers threw great as it was a 1-0 game. Only 3 hits, you know, against Keely Rochard. What a great job on both fronts between both pitchers. Excited for tomorrow. Another duel. Here we go.
Yeah,
I'm
this
ready.
is just part 1 of 2, Kate.
I'm
we'll
so
be back
ready.
tomorrow for another top 10 clash between these teams. So for Kate Brooks, for Kira Goldstein, and our entire SEC Network crew, I'm Gray Robertson saying so long from Tuscaloosa, where our final score is Alabama 1, Virginia Tech 0. Join us tomorrow for more softball action in the Bama Bash. Virginia Tech and Alabama